Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of Joe Knows the 2021 NFL Draft Class. And today we are going to be covering your Los Angeles Rams, baby. You know what? I'm recording this right now. It's early in the morning here at the New Jersey office of Toilets to Titles. I like to think of it as the New Jersey headquarters of Toilets to Titles. And you know what? I love recording early in the morning. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. I'm rested. And you know what's great too? It's a sunny, beautiful morning. It reminds me of Los Angeles, which I have a very special connection with. I've had my wife is from there, and she moved out here 20 years ago to New Jersey, and we go out there every year Thanksgiving for a week to visit her side of the family and friends. She's got her closest oldest friends out there. I've got some of my oldest friends out there as well. So it's always a good time. But I love Los Angeles, man. I'll tell you, we go out there in November, Los Angeles and San Diego, and you wake up in the morning in November and it's like 68 degrees out. By the middle of the afternoon, it's like, I don't know, like maybe like 80, 82, just like perfect. Oh my God, I love it out there. I love it. Anyway, so I'm really pumped up to talk about the Rams, man. They're a cool team. They're a great organization, great fans, and I'm glad to see them back in Los Angeles. Nothing against St. Louis. I'd like to see them get an expansion team, but I grew up in the 1980s. To me, they were always the Los Angeles Rams, and when they moved back, I'm like, good move. That's where you belong. You're a Los Angeles team. The Rams, that's where you belong. I'm glad you're back in LA. And so you guys, I'm really looking forward to covering your draft class. And real quick, you'll see at the bottom, this is especially dedicated to some of my family members out there in Los Angeles. And specifically, that is Eddie Jr., Carla, Isabella, Little Eddie, and Jake. And of course, not using any last names for anonymity, but you see this video, you know who I'm talking about. And it's also dedicated to all the great Rams fans worldwide. But let's start getting closer to getting to the content real quick. Before we do that, I got to say where we can find the show. We have a new website we launched August 1st. It's really cool. Toiletstotitles.com. We've got our videos there. We've got articles, and we're pumping out more articles, more videos all the time. We have tons of fantasy football content and NFL content as well. I have to add that to the blue bar. Tons of NFL content. And check it out. We make it really fun for you. I think you're gonna like it a lot. You can also follow the video, or most of our videos, on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, and Facebook, where we have two pages, Toilets to Titles, and the other one is called When a Family Breaks, which is dedicated to the trading of sports memorabilia. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It takes 1 second bloop, to hit that thumbs up. You want to give us a thumbs down? Let us know too. That's cool. But either way, it helps our metrics. Really appreciate it. And if you're on Apple, if you're watching us on Apple Podcasts, give us that 5-star Apple review if you can. We greatly appreciate it. That helps us out too. And last but not least, you can go to patreon.com/toilets to titles to learn how you can further support this show. Anyway, let's dive into the content. LA Rams fans, you had 9 picks, including 3 4th-round picks and 3 7th-round picks. You didn't have a first-round pick, but that's okay. Why? Because you improved at the quarterback position. I believe that first-round pick went to getting Matthew Stafford. You got a really good quarterback. Nothing against Goff, and I wish him the best in Detroit. I think I like the way they're building the team over there now, kind of like from the ground up again. I think Detroit's on the right path. But LA Rams, you got yourself a better quarterback. Stafford is going to be the best quarterback you've had in quite a while, and he's going to the best team that he's ever been on. I think it's a match made in heaven. You significantly improved your team by significantly improving that by improving the quarterback position. I don't want to say too significantly because I do think Goff is a decent quarterback, but I absolutely believe that Matthew Stafford is a step above that. And you give Stafford the team that he's getting on the Rams, I'm telling you, I think it's a match made in heaven. Anyway, so you had 3 4th picks and 3 7th-round picks in there as well as like a bunch of other picks except for your first. I try to find a theme with every draft, every team's draft class. Some teams focus on defense. Some may have focused on offensive line. You guys took talent everywhere on both sides of the ball. I did notice a little more focus on the D line. And when I say D line, I'm not actually talking about just defensive tackle, defensive end, also linebackers too. So in this case, it was really the front line and the middle line, the linebackers. I thought I saw a little more of a focus there. But I'll tell you, you guys in those later rounds, like the 4th round through the 7th round, I thought you got some real potential stud sleepers. I'm not saying these guys are going to wind up being, there's no guarantee these guys are going to wind up being some really good, solid, excellent players, but I think these guys have so much potential. I thought you made really good use of all of your picks. And let's start off. Second round, your first pick, second round. It was the 25th pick overall in the second round. Tutu Atwell, wide receiver, Louisville. He's 5'9", 155 pounds. You're probably thinking, damn, that's small, that's scary. And I'd agree with you. It's really small. The thing is that if he catches this ball, if you're on the defense, you better get this guy down quick because if you don't, he's got the ability to take it to the house from anywhere in the field. He's that fast. He's that explosive. Um, and so that's why I have that in the blue, my notes there in the blue bar. But this guy is, he will, the defenses are going to have to account for him in terms of not letting Atwell get behind them. Because if he gets behind them, it's game over. No, I'm not saying this guy is going to be a stud slot, but I think he will be a good, solid starting slot at least. And he's got the potential to be more than that. His size, does worry me a little bit in terms of what his true ceiling can be. But regardless of his size, I think you got yourself a starting slot. Won't be. I don't think he's going to be like a that impactful this year, but by next year, after 1 year of growth and experience, I think this guy is going to bring it, and I think he did really well here. So I think his ceiling is really good, dangerous slot receiver. Every team needs that. You need to add to your arsenal. You guys already have a very good wide receiving core. You just added to it. Good job. I like it a lot. Okay, moving on. Your third, it was the fourth pick overall in the third round. Ernest Jones, inside linebacker from South Carolina, the Gamecocks, baby. This guy is a good cover inside linebacker. He plays the pass very well, and not too many inside linebackers can do that. You got one of the guys in the draft that can do it. He can do it effectively. He's got a nose for the ball. He gets his share of interceptions and tip passes. So I don't know if he's going to wind up being a like a three down linebacker, but I think he can. I think there's a good chance he will be. I think I do. I don't think it's cemented in stone, but I'll tell you, even at this point for a third round, if you can get a guy who can go out there and be really good at say just at at covering the pass, this is a pass heavy league. Okay, you can get an inside linebacker who's good at that. That is key, and I think that's good value in the third round. They're not easy to find, so I think you did really well here. Okay, moving on. 12th pick overall in the fourth round. This is your first pick in the fourth round. You had three. Bobby Brown the third. Okay, so this is Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown hung up his music career and he's now in football, baby. Okay, so you didn't just get the you didn't get Bobby Brown number one. You didn't get the second version. You got the up to date third version, baby. This is the latest model. Downtown Bobby Brown, defensive tackle out of Texas A&M, 6'4", 321 pounds. Fourth round. This dude is a steal. Now, the 2021 draft class was not good in defensive tackles. It certainly wasn't top heavy. There was one defensive tackle who was very good, Barmore. The Patriots took him in the second round. Yeah, I think he was by far, just on paper at least, the best defensive tackle. But there was a lot of really, really good mid-round value there in defensive tackle, like the third round, the fourth round, even the fifth round. You guys got this guy in the fourth round. I'll tell you, I think if he went in the back end of the second round, I wouldn't have blinked an eye. I think this guy is like I say in the blue bar here, in my opinion, this guy is a potential steal. I think he's bringing value to you no matter what. He is going to be a starting defensive tackle for you. If not this year, then by next year, he will be a starting defensive tackle for you. He can also play the nose tackle, so you can be very versatile with this guy. How he lasted to the fourth round is beyond me. I think he's higher than that. At least a third, back into the second. I wouldn't have blinked an eye. He does everything you want from a defensive tackle. Like I said, he can play nose. He stuffs the run. That's the first thing you want from an interior lineman. You got to stuff the run. He does that. He's excellent at it. A lot of times he needs to be double teamed because he's strong. He's not just big. He's strong. He's athletic. He's an athletic big man. You'd be surprised. Watch video of this guy. He's an athletic big dude, and he does bring pressure up the middle. It's no joke. I'm not saying he's necessarily Aaron Donald, who's going to be getting sacks from the interior all the time, but I think he's going to get a fair share of sacks. And even if he's not doing that, because a lot of times defensive tackles don't get sacks, he's going to be bringing pressure up the middle. He's going to be collapsing the pocket from up the middle, and I think he's going to be doing it consistently. And you know what? When you're playing beside Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald is getting so much double teams and triple teams, don't be surprised if Bobby Brown starts getting his sacks of tackles from the interior. He's scary. I mean, combining this guy with Aaron Donald, holy cow, I think you got a friggin' steal. And I have no doubt he's going to be a good starter. That is his ceiling, and that's his floor. Excuse me, that's his floor. His ceiling, I think, is Pro Bowl defensive tackle down the road. I believe that. I really do. Uh, Moving on to your next pick in the fourth round, it was the 25th pick overall in the fourth round. Robert Rochelle, cornerback of Central Arkansas. I like this guy. I had my eye on this guy for my Giants. I'm a Giants fan. If they were looking for cornerback help in the mid to late rounds, this is a guy that I had, one of the guys I had my eye on. Comes from from a smaller school. Hardly anyone's ever heard of Central Arkansas. He dominated. When you're taking players from a smaller program and from a smaller conference, you want to see domination. This guy does that. He did it in college. He's 6 foot, 193 pounds, which is very good and fair size for a cornerback. He's got top end speed. He's got long ass arms, and he's got quick feet. Which quick feet with a cornerback is excellent because it allows them to better mirror a wide receiver, to stick with a wide receiver. He's a playmaker, whether the wide receiver is going in, out, whatever they're trying to do in terms of juking. Good feet allows you. That's what when we're saying good feet for a cornerback. That's what we're talking about. It gives you better ability to mirror and stick with the wide receiver. The guy is a playmaker and a good tackler. This guy, I know he comes from a small school. You're going to have to give him some time. Even cornerbacks who come from big programs like, say, Ohio State, Alabama, a lot of times, more often than not, you have to give him time. It's a very difficult transition to the NFL. Give this guy at least a year, maybe two. I think maybe within 2 years, this guy he's going to be starting for you somewhere in your secondary. Okay, whether it's on the outside or slot, inside, whatever. I think this guy's got the potential to start for you somewhere in your secondary sometime fairly soon. And if not, I think he brings you excellent depth. This guy is going to have value for your team. All right, it is a big jump to the NFL from a smaller conference, but this guy's got really good skills. So I'm not writing anything in stone. It's a big jump, but this is a good bet. This is good value in the fourth round. I like him a lot. Jacob Harris, your next pick in the fourth round. Your third pick in the fourth round, the 36th pick overall in the fourth round. Jacob Harris, wide receiver, UCF, University of Central Florida. I've been saying University of Central Florida quite a bit over the past few videos. That in terms of the players coming out of UCF, more and more I'm saying UCF more and more. There's more and more talent coming out of that program, and a lot of times they're mid to late rounds. That's how it starts. UCF is becoming a good NCAA football program, and I like their players when they come out. These guys tend to be really good athletes. And Jacob Harris, wide receiver, he's 6'5", 211 pounds. Like I say in my notes, holy cow, great size. He's got great weight, great height. He's got long arms. This guy also has speed. He's got the speed to take the top off of a defense. Now he needs the knock against him is that he's inconsistent in catching the ball. It doesn't mean he drops the ball all the time. You drop the ball one or two too many times, that's when you start getting a knock against you. So it's something he needs to improve on. But you know what? There are wide receivers who come into the NFL that have to improve on that, and they do. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that he can improve his catchability, his receiving ability. And if this guy does, if he does, look out. You can have a real steal here. And he's also a special teams player too. So that's good. So he's giving you some versatility. He's giving you some depth in the wide receiving core at the very least, and he's going to give you help in special teams. And special teams people don't think about it much, but it is basically kind of like a third of the game, if you will, and it's necessary. So it's good. This guy, I thought you got great value in the fourth round, man. Those intangibles, that height and that size, that's impressive. I mean, if this guy is going to be like an instant red zone target, just throw the ball up and let him battle it for with the cornerback for who gets the ball, like a 50-50 ball. That's an impressive dude. Okay, Ernest Brown the fourth. You took him in the 30th pick in the fifth round. Ernest Brown the fourth. So another Brown, your first fourth round pick. This is Ernest Brown the fourth. So you got the latest model of Ernest Brown, not the first, second, or third. You got the latest updated model, Ernest Brown the fourth, defensive end out of Northwestern. Now, I was not familiar with this guy before I started doing your review. Sorry, my phone is okay. I don't know if you can hear them. I've got someone's trying to call on the phone over here. Anyway, moving on. This guy's 6'5", 270 pounds. He's a versatile end who can play some defensive tackle. So he's going to give you versatility. Long body, long arms, and he can get pressure on the QB. Now, I don't know if this guy is ever going to be a starter, but he's Northwestern's producing more and more talent as well. This guy is going to offer you, I think, some good depth. Just giving your starters rest. He can come in, he can play on the end, and he can play a defensive tackle. This is a good value pick. You need depth. You need depth. versatility. You need it. He brings it. I think this guy's going to be around for. I think he's going to make a good impact on your team, not necessarily as a starter, but as a good depth piece. Okay, moving on. Jake Funk. You took this guy, your first seventh round pick, the fifth overall in the seventh round. Jake Funk, running back out of Maryland. I'll be honest, another guy I wasn't familiar with. But he's 5'10", 205 pounds. It's very fair size for a running back. And all the reading, I went to a few websites, a few scouting reports, check up on this guy, and my notes in the blue bar just kind of like the impression I came away with. The accumulated knowledge that I just received and like the 5 minutes to 10 minutes that I was reading up on Jake Funk. So he runs hard. He's a good pass blocker. So when you're a good pass blocker, that gives you the potential to be more than just like a one down running back. This guy could actually, if your other guys like, listen, Cam Akers is out now. If Henderson were to get hurt too, Jake Funk could conceivably be a starting running back for you just out of need. I'm not saying this is a guy that you want to take in fantasy football, but he might be able to come in and give you a lot of reps and carry the rock for you for quite a few games. I think he's got that potential. I don't think he's someone you would be hanging your hat on, to be a long-term starting running back. But I think for like say like your third running back, this guy could give you that type of potential. He runs hard. I like that. I like guys who just run hard, pound the line, are hard to take down, and just he'll take a hit and he just keeps on going. He's a good pass blocker, so that's what makes me think that if he can bring it in the first two downs, this guy can actually be a three-down running back if you need him to be. And he wasn't. So what I read was that he wasn't used in the receiving game at Maryland, and but that he's got like the skill set to do it. Like he's flashed it. So the few times that they did pass the ball to him, he flashed some skills with that. That's good. Some running backs don't ever get that chance, and some running backs just don't have that skill. This guy, it looks like he's got the skill set for at least that potential. So this guy, and he's also a good special teams player. So that's good. You added depth, a lot of good depth that's just needed on every team, and you're getting it. You're hitting it out of the park, guys. And I'm sorry, I went backwards here. Next pick, okay, Ben Skowronek, okay, wide receiver out of Notre Dame, 22nd pick overall in the seventh round. I like this guy a lot. I think this guy's a bit of a sleeper. 6'3", 220 pounds. This guy's got size. He's going to be a red zone target if he can develop. Uh, Notre Dame produces quite good players. Like they produce their top end talent. They also produce talent to the NFL that is like kind of like quietly good. And I'd say keep an eye on this guy. He's a big body guy who makes contested catches. He's a nice red zone target, and he is actually a nice route runner. He's like a smooth route runner. And I like that. I like that. And I think this guy's a potential sleeper. Now, potential sleeper as a number one, not necessarily, not as a number one wide receiver, but possibly as a number three wide receiver down the road, given some time and experience. I like this guy. I like big bodies. I like good route runners. I love good route runners. It's important. It's so key as to really succeed as a wide receiver and to reach a different level. You have to become a good route runner. And this guy's intriguing, and I really like it for the seventh round. I think that's a home run pick in the seventh round. Okay, moving on to your last pick. Um, outside linebacker Chris Garrett out of Concordia St. Paul, a 25th pick overall in the seventh round. I didn't know anything about this guy either. Guys, Rams, you really made me do some homework. That's all cool. I appreciate that because I like doing this type of homework. And is this guy? So he comes from a really small conference, a really small school. But dude, this is what you want to see from small school players, and especially when you're taking in the seventh round. I think this is great value. This is great gamble. This is a great gamble. Seventh round picks are all gambles. This is what you want. This guy recorded 30 and a half sacks over the last two seasons. That's it's like over 15 sacks per season you're averaging. And he set the NCAA Division II record for career forced fumbles with 15, despite playing just 3 seasons. So he's averaging, 10 and a half sacks or 10 sacks the past two, I'm sorry, 15 sacks the past 2 seasons. And he was averaging 5 forced fumbles over the course of his 3-year career. Five forced fumbles per season. These are metrics you want to see from a small school guy. This is domination. Congratulations. I'm really impressed. I forgot to put his height and weight in there. I forgot what it was. And I forgot to take that note down here. I apologize. But man, that's the type of production I want to see in the seventh round from a small school guy, and you got it. So I think you really made your picks count. Los Angeles Rams, you're getting a serious honorable mention on this draft class of yours because I like it a lot. Okay, before we go, just to wrap it up real quick, last 30 seconds, Twitter handles for me and all my teammates here at Toilets to Titles. We're a great bunch of guys putting out more and more content for you, the viewer, the subscriber, the NFL fan, the fantasy football fan. We're doing everything we can because we love to do it. This is the type of stuff we love, and we're trying to share it with you. Okay, follow. They're just a great bunch of guys that I work with. Follow them all on Twitter. Last but not least, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell, and give us that 5-star Apple review. If you could, we'd greatly appreciate it. Anyway, guys, that's a wrap up for the Rams. You had a good class. You guys are in great shape. You already had a talented team. Now you've got your next level quarterback who is going to make things exciting for you. I think even without Cam Akers, I think you guys are serious Super Bowl contenders this year. Watch out for the LA Rams this year, guys. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll be back soon with another video. Love you all and peace. Take care.